Hey everyone, it's Dana. I'm so excited to be here with you today during our Palooza event. I am here to show you how to take this Blue Skies Cut Above layout, which normally comes flat, right? It's a super easy, quick, 10 minutes at most put together layouts because it's all stickers and cutouts. There's not a bit of fussy cutting. It's just adhesive, and it tells you all that at the beginning of these layouts. And I'm going to teach you how to make them interactive. So yay, we're going to have some fun with this. So before we get going, I thought I might just show you, just in case you have wandered in off the street and you have no idea what I'm talking about and just went, oh my gosh, I need to have it. Where is it? Okay, May-June catalog, brand spanking new. Love this book. Okay, and under page 42, it says Blue Skies. Let me get it on camera here. And these are our two cut above layouts, okay? That's what they look like when they're finished and they're flat, CC 5207. So if you have a hankering and you didn't manage to get one before the class, if they're still available, you can go grab one, okay? So here's your instructions. This is normally what comes with your cut above. You can see, again, super easy, full color picture of both of them, right? Now, let me give you a quick rundown. For all intents and purposes for this video, the rainbow layout is going to be number 1, and the yellow together layout is going to be number 2. Okay, so for everything from here on out, what I refer to, rainbow is 1 and yellow is 2. Now, up under the pictures of these completed layouts, I put supplies. There is a cut pieces list and additional supply list. This is posted under those photos, so you don't need to read it here, although, you know what, I'll put it here just for a second, and you're welcome to stop the video and zoom in and look at this. By all means, you're welcome to. Mostly, it is ink pads, right? A whole bunch of ink pads, and maybe you had to improvise on some of the colors, but these are the colors that go with this kit, so that's what we're going to use. So this additional list is literally all the ink pads. It's Sapphire, Candy Apple, Pixie, Canary, Green Apple, Lagoon, Intense Black, or whatever you have to go with this. Foam tape. I am the queen of foam tape, so it's all the foam tape, both thick and thin. Blocks. I grabbed a 2x2 and a 1x6. Whatever you have around these sizes is going to be fabulous. Don't stress over not having exactly what I use. I just grabbed what I had. Some non-stick scissors would be fantastic because it cuts this foam tape like butter. You're going to love it. Some adhesive. Let's see what else. You're going to need your chamois. You don't need a cleaner. You just wet it. It's awesome. Takes every bit of color off your stamp when you're done. So I'm just going to put that off to the side. I'm sorry, my camera's not quite wide enough that you can see everything. I've got my Versamat upside down, so that's what this is. And right now we're going to use it for stamping, so I'm going to leave it that way for a bit. Let's see, blocks, foam tape, ink pads. Oh, black shimmer trim. Again, you know what? This paper is so pretty and the colors are so bright. Whatever shimmer trim you have will work beautifully. You don't have to use black. You could use red. You could use the teal. You could use so many different colors. You could use white, or you know what? You could use none. It's okay to make these layouts yours. You're the one that's going to put photos on them, so make them your own. Don't be afraid to deviate from what we suggest. It is not that big of a deal. So these are the additional supplies. Again, it is located under the pictures of these layouts. So I'm going to give you the full Monty right to begin with. We're going to see this is the left page. Again, these are the additional cut pieces for this layout, for the first layout. These are the sizes. If you'd like to, if you haven't done your cutting yet, as I will tell you when to pause, and you can pause the video and go back and do your cutting. It won't take you 5 minutes. There's not that many pieces here, I'm telling you. So here is our first layout, all done. Now, you'll notice that the left layout is the picture. It is exactly like the picture, and that's okay. What I have to add is over here. The interactive part is all over here on the right side page. So for both of these, sorry, I digress. Let's go through the interactive part so you can see it, because I want you to see it up close. It's a lot of fun. So we've got our 6x12 that opens from bottom to top, and then we've got these 4x6s that cascade from left to right. Isn't that fun? And then don't forget, we've got this sweet little heart down here in the corner. So this is our first interactive layout. And then our second one, again, the left page with its cutting pieces. Again, I'll have it out for you in a minute, but I promise you, they are in the group up under the pictures of these layouts. Okay, you may pause at any time and go back and do that if you haven't done it already. But the left page is the same. The left page is as is, minus I add a lot of foam tape. So I'll show you that up close in a minute. But the right page, you ready? I'm gonna move it over a little so you can see. I can't see how far you can see. So before we open anything, we've got a cascade on the top of 3x4s, and then, wait, there's more. Then it opens up another 6x12, and look, 1, 2, and 3, for a total of 25 photos on this layout. Isn't that so much fun? So I'm gonna move this out. We're gonna start with layout number 1. We're gonna start with this one. Now, here's where, if you haven't done your cutting yet, go back and do your cutting. If you haven't punched everything out yet, now would be the time to do that. You're gonna lay your pages out, pull the pages out, take your punch outs and punch them all out and pile them on top. You're gonna do the same thing for the yellow layout. And you can also go under the photos and cut. Okay, pause the video and go back and do your cutting. Ready, set, go. And we're back. Now that you've unpaused and you've done your cutting and you've made your piles, what you're gonna do next is use your instructions here and copy the left page of both of the layouts, okay? The left page of both of the layouts. Now remember, we only use scraps on this. We literally use the leftovers from all the other projects, okay? So these, I didn't have enough paper to do interactive on both sides, so the left pages are as is. So at this point, go ahead and do the left page according to, right, the pictures, and then come back. And then we are gonna start on the right side. The only thing I did is, you'll notice, I love foam tape, okay? So anything that in the picture looks like it's in front, it has thick foam tape on it. Anything that sits behind has thin foam tape, or if it's double behind like this one, then it's just flat on the page. But use that foam tape. It's what it's there for, to give your pages dimension wherever you're feeling they're a little flat, okay? So stop, go on pause right now and do your left sides, and then we will come back and start working on the right side. And we're back. It's like the magic of virtual classes, isn't it? Isn't that fun? The magic of virtual. So I'm going to, here's the easiest part of all of it. Are you ready? You're going to take your page. One 12x12 white sheet becomes your base. And you're going to take your page. You're going to figure out where the lines are. This is your front page, okay? And we're going to cut it in half, exactly in half at 6 inches from horizontally. Okay, so we're going to line it up with 6. Now we've got our 2 pieces. Super simple, right? That's going to be in our 6x12 flip flap. Okay, so now we need to glue this on. It's not going to be exciting for a little bit, but I want you to be able to do this with me for the most part. I'm kind of adhesive heavy too. How many of you are adhesive heavy? Maybe it's just me. Okay, we're gonna line it up. Okay, just the top goes on, just the top. This is gonna become part of our interactive part, okay? So now we've got our sun and we need our little piece of rainbow and our You Are My Sunshiny Rainbow. Both of these, again, we want thick foam tape on. The rainbow goes flat. Now, it goes about, I eyeball everything, forgive me. I know you beavers out there like to measure everything, but it's an inch from the top. As long as they match, you'll be good. I mean, you know, from left to right, as long as they match. That's what I tend to do, is I'll put one on and then match it with the other one. Now, we've got all of our little pieces of sun to pull off and put our sun on our page. Now, okay. This is just going to go up on the right. Forgive me, I'm standing. I don't typically stand while I craft, but there you go. There's our sunshine. Now we're going to do the rainbow. Now, the only thing with the rainbow when you're putting it together is you just want to make sure your rainbow doesn't go too far under the fold, okay? And that just means too far past the white. You just don't want it past the white, okay? So super easy. We can see where we're putting it. Now, can be crooked, can be straight, can be however you want it to be. Good? Okay, look, the whole half of our page is done. Ta-da! Okay, now we've got this one to build. Again, the pieces, photo mats come for you. The blacks, the two blacks on the front also come from Close to My Heart. So all we're gonna do is glue those on. And what I did is I did it a little bit differently than what they suggested, but pretty darn close. It's not, I kind of overlapped a little bit of the journaling space, but you put them, honestly, you put them where you want to put them. These are yours, right? Make sure I get the placeholder kind of head in the right direction there. Okay, I think that is a little crooked, you know, because only on camera would you put it together crooked. Okay, now we want to find your white flower, your pink heart, and one, oh, of course mine is upside down so I can't see them, one little teeny yellow star. Okay, again, foam tape on everything, and we're going to cluster. And usually, I learned a lot of my clustering from Tina. She's really good at this game, and I try really hard to hear her words in my head. You use odd numbers of pieces, and I like to put them where two corners come together, if that's helpful. I'm not much of a scrapbooker of just having them floating in the air. I like things covering sharp angles. It makes my head happy. So our flower is going to go just down here at the bottom. The little heart with the thin foam tape on it is going to go right behind it. And then our star really can go, he can be tucked wherever you want him. But super cute, right? Super easy. Now, if you want to shine things up, that will be up to you, and you can do that when you're done. Now I pulled one of the cloud stickers off, and I'm just going to tuck him under on the right hand side. Again, you're going to have leftover clouds, so you put them really where you want to put them. I just tucked him down here to kind of balance a little bit of this white, but you put them where you want. It's really okay. You're going to have extra when you're all done. So, okay, I think we have, here's our finished page. We have built the bottom. Now we're going to flip it up. Okay. as if, and we are actually going to work on the back side of the top, okay? On the back side of it. So don't be looking for another piece of paper. It's here, okay? Underneath, we want to find a heart for the corner, for this bottom right corner, and we're going to put a heart on it. So you can, again, you can use whatever one you want. I like the one that's cut off. It's got a nice clean edge to it. So I'm just going to put him down here, and I'm going to pull my red sticker off just because I can and put him in the corner. Okay, so that when we get to the end of our cascade, this little heart will pop up in the corner, which I love. Love, love, love. Okay, now at this point, we can assemble the top. In fact, why don't we do that? And then we will come back and we'll do all the stamping at once. So at this point, let's build this side of it. So we've got our 6x9, actually it's a 9x6 black, and that's gonna go, sorry, I'm just gonna move this out of the way for a minute. That's gonna go on the left-hand side. Oh, forgive me for shaking it. I know that's not very fun for you guys watching. Okay. It's on the left-hand side. And then that's where I like, what did I do with my foam tape? I think I set it down. It's probably right, literally right in front of me. Here it is. Okay. I put, hope you can see it on camera a little bit. Left edge and right edge. Super easy to put on, easy to figure out. If you have trouble with that edge, I bend it toward itself, and then the end usually pops right up. There are lots of consultants that do it lots of different ways. You just kind of have to find a way that works for you. And then I use it right from the roll. And then what's really nice is that our nonstick scissors will do the job. Okay, and then you're gonna leave that tail on it. See the plastic tail? Forever, you're gonna leave that tail on it because it makes it so much easier to use. Forgive me, crafting standing up is not as easy as you would think. I think that is on straight. Okay, we are foam taped up. And now we've got two whites centered in the middle, okay, of that. And then we've just got these 1/2 inch of one of each of all the colors that go all the way to the end, okay? So let's do our whites first. Let me find our whites, see if I can find them. Here we go. Here's our 1/2 inch strips and our white and our flowers. Here we go. Okay, so what I do when I'm doing photo mats like this, and again, you know what? You don't even have to do photo mats if you don't want to, because these are really just giving you a placeholder for your actual photos. So you don't even have to use them or cut them if you don't want to. It's totally up to you. Now, what I like to do is put the adhesive on one side and then leave them face up until I figure out where I want them centered. Does that make sense? And then I flip one over, right? And then I flip the other over. And that way I can get them closer to where I want them to be without having to fiddle with it and go back and forth. So, okay, let's figure out. Did you see that these are all embossed? Aren't they just spectacular? I'm telling you. I'm gonna hoard this paper. Literally. Look, I want you to see all the patterns. I hope you can, and I hope you have a ton of it at home because, dang it, I wish we had it in all the colors. Isn't that just spectacular? I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna move my mat up a little bit so I can do my adhesive down here. Here, I don't know if you can see that. I'll try to get it up a little bit higher, but okay. And you can do a couple of these at a time. It's right. The duck or Tombow or whatever adhesive you use, 1/2-inch strips are a nice size because they'll run right down the middle and you don't have to think about it a whole heck of a lot. But I use a lot of adhesive. Are you guys, I think I already mentioned this, are you guys heavy-handed like I am? Aw, dang it. I already ran out of one. See, that's what happens when you're heavy-handed. Are you guys heavy-handed with adhesive, or are you kind of like the dauber? Because some people I notice, they're kind of, they just do a little bit. They go bloop, 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 and then they're good. That's like all the adhesive. I'm afraid my stuff's gonna come apart for some reason in my head. So I like to have all the adhesive. Now, when I'm building something like this, that I'm afraid might be cut, I might have messed up, or maybe the paper's not the right width or whatever it is. I build from the inside out and I sandwich it up there. I push it against this edge to make it nice and tight. Okay, so there's our sapphire. Here is our lagoon. And that way, because I don't want any white showing here. I'm a little anal like that, if you don't know me. And there cannot be any white showing. Okay, here comes our canary. And let's see, our pixie. We're getting close to the end. Okay, and last but not least, and it looks like this is going to work nicely. Okay, ta-da! We hit a ta-da moment. Now, all that's left is our flowers. You want to get the flower bunch that's red, pink, and white. You want to grab your green heart and another one of those baby little stars. So, thin foam tape again. And he is going to go over here on the bottom left corner. And then our heart, we are going to tuck him. He's going to be a little tucked underneath and just poke out the corner there. Can you see him? And then our star, he will be layered on top of that, where that square line edge meets the bottom of the heart. Ta-da! Look how cute that is. Seriously, so cute. And if you'll notice, it mimics this rainbow, and that's why I did it. So here's the bottom, and here's our flip top. Ooh, I love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, so now we need to finish our cascade, and we need to do some stamping. So at this point, go grab your stamping supplies. Get all of your, you need 6, this is 3 3/4 by 5 3/4, and you should have 6 of them. So go grab, I've already done some just to save some time so that you don't have to watch me stamp all of these, but go grab them. Grab your 4 by 6 blacks, grab your whites that go on top of them, and then I also want you to grab, let me think. For the other yellow, for the yellow layout number 2, you have all of these 3 by 4s. I want you to grab those as well. You should have 6 of them. 6 3 by 4s, okay? I want you to grab those and grab one of the, again, 3 3/4 by 5 3/4 from the left layout, okay? You shouldn't have any left from this layout. We're going to use all of them, but you should have a bunch from the other layout. Grab one of them. And then I wanted you to have a scrap. All we're going to do is stamp 2 little rectangles on this scrap. So it doesn't have to be this shape. It can be whatever white scrap you have. Okay, and the size is about, it's this little cute rectangle right here. So it's maybe 2.5 inches by not even a 1/2 inch. So whatever you can come up with that makes that stampable, we are good. So I want you to pause right now, go get your supplies, go grab your ink pads, go grab your scissors, grab your Blue Skies stamp set, okay? And then come on back and we will get started. Okay, now I'm not sure I can do this standing up, but here's what you're gonna do first. and this might surprise you, but here's your answer. We are going to take this, we're going to stamp the rainbow card for, let me see if I can find my sample for you. Here. We are going to stamp this. Now this goes on your yellow layout, but we're going to do all the stamping at one time. So I want you to see how this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors. And again, it mimics our rainbow, right? It mimics it and ties in beautifully with the colors in this layout. So what you need to do first in preparation to make this rainbow, can you see how these are all linked together? I want you to cut them. And I know for some of you, this is going to rock your boat a little bit. You will use these, they become so much easier to use, cut versus non-cut. Okay? Non-cut, you'd got to be daubering and it's just so messy. You're going to love this, and they stamp beautifully. You can always put them back together and use them that way. But I'm telling you what, you are going to love this. So take your pieces out. I've already cut mine, so it's a little hard for me to show you. But you're just going to take them, pull them apart a little bit. Here, I'll show you with the piece I didn't cut. I didn't cut the baby, just because I knew I only had 6 colors. But you can see where the line is, right? You can see that it's white. Pull it apart, use your scissors, and cut on the line. I promise you, it won't show anywhere. So your big ones then, okay, are just, they stamp beautifully, perfect, and you're gonna love this idea that you can cut your things apart and make them easier to use. I promise you, you're gonna absolutely love it. So we're gonna stamp the rainbow first, and we're gonna start with the inner corner, okay? We're gonna work out. Remember, if we stamp from inner out this way, we may not do the spacing correctly. So we're gonna stamp from the inner corner out. So we're going to start with that little triangle stamp, okay? Now, the first time you use this stamp, obviously you can see that I've used it quite a bit, right? It's blue, but you're going to season it on your arm, okay? I turn it both ways. I hit it all different directions. I make sure that I get that PAM. It's a release agent, just like we spray our cooking pans with PAM. It's the same thing. They make sure that it doesn't stick, right? You don't want the acrylic to stick. So that's what you're really just getting off of there. And when they look kind of opaque like that, you know it's off. You can also use a white pencil eraser. You can use your rub and remove eraser, however you want to do it, but my arm is just the easiest, honestly. So we're going to twist. I tend to twist and then tap. You can look at it and see that it's inked up well. And if you think there's been some drying time, you can huff on it, and that will just re-wet the ink. Now this one just goes down in this corner. And then you're just going to use your chamois as your wipe to get the ink off. And then he comes off. And I think I have to use the long one from here on out because I think they're too long probably to use that. Okay, we are done with the blue for right now. And we are going to do the lagoon next. Now, again, I've already seasoned these, but keep that in mind if this is the first time that you are using it. Now, I'm just going to wipe that edge and make sure. And it looks like I'm going to go on top of it, but I'm really not. Okay. Look at how lovely that stamps. I just absolutely love this rainbow. And on the stamps, just when I showed it to you, it doesn't look like much, does it? It's one of those stamps that kind of surprises you. You're like, oh, it stamps so much prettier than I thought it would, right? It's just so, so pretty. Okay, and then we are on to green apple. Don't you love that the ink pads are magnetic? They're one of my favorite things that we have. Okay, I'm gonna walk it. I'm gonna make sure there's no ink because if I get ink on this, I'm gonna be so sad. There's our green. The chamois works so nicely. It literally just wipes that ink right off. Remember to pull the right stamp here. Okay, and not stamp it in the same color twice would be good. And I think it's canary. Okay. Looks good. Right to the edge. I'm kind of lining the edges up with the edge of the paper. Using the back of your Versamat gives you a lot of contrast, and for my old eyes, it works brilliantly. Trying to stamp a white on white is pretty difficult for me now. It didn't used to be, but you know. Okay, we've got our pixie pink. Okay, I've got it all inked. Let's do it. So fun. Isn't that fun? And you don't want it to be exactly perfect, right? This is art. No art is, right, all straight lines and all perfect. Creativity is a little messy. And so we like that. So don't worry about it if it doesn't line up. You can hear me, I'm telling myself that, right? You do get that? That this is me going, it's okay. Right? Art is messy. All the things. Okay, here is our red. Oh, I can't see with the camera's in the way. Okay, we're doing it. We're going. Oh, I love it. How cute is that? Okay, I hope that you are having fun stamping with me. You didn't see me just wipe that on my pants. Nope, you didn't. Okay, now we are just going to use the black and do the Love This, which is right here. That should stamp on there just fine. Okay, let's... Oh, I've got some ink here. Again, if you spend time wiping it off, just huff on it to re-wet the ink. Ta-da! Okay, I'm gonna set that away because I managed to get black everywhere when I'm stamping. And here is our cute little rainbow. Whee! Okay, now this goes back with the yellow layout. Okay, so put that over with that side of things. And then we will work on our other pieces here. Now, grab your scrap, since we already have the black out, and this rectangle in the top corner. Now, if you have trouble like this one, can you see how the middle wants to sync together? Drop it on your mat or on your all-purpose mat, either one, and take your block and pick it up. The stamps tend to revert back to whatever they started with on the carrier sheet is kind of what they will if you drop them on the table. So you'll get the straight line that you started with if you do that. So all we want to do is stamp these in black. Right? Sorry, I know it's shaking the camera. I apologize. One. We want 2 of these. 2. Okay, now I gotta get put this somewhere so I can, okay, pull that off. And now, I think we want one that says memories to keep. You can choose whatever words you want. It says memories to keep, my only sunshine, and more than words. You really, truly, you do you on this. It doesn't make a bit of difference, right? What my layout says and what your layout says. You pick what you want. That's the brilliance of all of this, is that you get to choose. Okay, let me get this on the right side. I had to stick into my hand. Okay, memories to keep. Super easy. my chamois. And sticker back on. And I think the next one, I Love My Only Sunshine. I used to sing that when my kids were little, right? You probably did too. Okay. My only sunshine. And there we go. I'm going to set that. I'm going to close my black because I am a messy stamper. And I tend to get black everywhere. Okay, now we've got our pieces are done. We're going to cut those out. But in the meantime, what we're going to do next is we're going to stamp the bottom of these whites and the rainbow colors. Okay, so grab your rainbow again. Grab all your ink pads. And let me bring them on so you can see them. Grab your ink pads. Grab your 4x6 whites. Grab your, they're not 4x6 whites, forgive me. 3 3/4 by 5 3/4 whites and your 3x4 whites. Grab those, okay? And then, actually, let's cut these really quick because then they're done. Straight lines, pretty easy. And I hope you guys are having a great time at our Palooza. This is our first attempt of what I hope is many, trying to do this online type of an event. I hope you have a great time and you learn a little bit and just have fun getting your projects done. Okay, now we've got these done. You know what? I've got the foam tape right here. Why don't I just do that? Did you guys know you can just tear the thin foam tape? It tears actually really easily. So I'm just gonna do that really fast. And then look, ta-da, they're done. Now these also go on your yellow layout. So put those with your yellow layout for right now so we don't get confused. And what we're gonna do is take this, what looks like grass on the bottom. And again, we're gonna just pick it up with our black. Yep, we're pretty straight. And then, now, I have done some of these so I don't bore you to tears with the stamping part because literally all I'm doing is stamping a straight line. So let me move my stamp set over to the side and figure out what color I need, and then I'll be caught up. So I've got red and pink and yellow and green. So we're gonna do the two bottom colors. We're gonna do Lagoon and we're gonna do Sapphire. And I've done the same thing over here. Now, if you didn't have all of the, for instance, if yours are vertical flip-flaps, if your adhesive is down at the end, that's a vertical flip-flap, then you're gonna stamp on the opposite end. Does that make sense? You're gonna stamp on the opposite side. So if it's long side flip-flap, you're gonna stamp long on the bottom, long ways. If your flip-flap happens to have the adhesive up here, you're gonna stamp on the short end, okay? Message me if you have questions about that. If that isn't clear, make sure that you tell me so that I can help you with that before you stamp it in the wrong place. Although, honestly, stamping it on the side versus the end, you just want it to show in your cascade, right? You just want it to be able to see it. So we're gonna do Sapphire first. We're gonna walk, this is a 6-inch stamp. So we're gonna walk it across the ink pad. And I'm sorry again, I know it shakes the camera. And then we're just gonna line it up on the bottom edge. And there you go. There's our Lagoon. Now, we've already got the Lagoon out, right? So we're also gonna do, I had them earlier. I had the wide ones on the black because it's so much easier to see when you've got high contrast. If you're struggling to do the white on white, move it off on your Versamat. It'll be so much easier to see. See, my eye can see that a whole lot easier than trying to line it up across the white. Look at that. Brilliant, right? It makes me look good like a stamper, like I actually know what I'm doing. Okay. Now we've got our sapphire, and we are almost done stamping. Well, you know, I kind of cheated, so there's that. We're going to walk it across the sapphire. And then I use my pinkies to line it up where I want to line it up. Here's our sapphire. Now we're doing sapphire again on our big one though. Okay, walk it across the pad. Look straight down. Ta-da! It is a ta-da. Okay, now I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think we're done. So if you need to pause and catch up, by all means, pause and catch up. That is the beauty of virtual. Okay, a little adhesive on the back of these, and they just go right on top of our, forgive me, now you probably can't see the black, right? Because it's black on black. There's our sapphire. Here's our lagoon. Okay, now I've got the other two flip-flops here somewhere. Now the 3x4s, again, go with the other 3x4s with the yellow layout. So take this pile and it goes on your yellow layout pile. Let me find my 4x6 flip-flop and I will be, did I set it right here somewhere? Well, there they are. Okay, so here's our last two horizontal flip-flops. How do I put these together? So the adhesive always folds over the opening, always over the opening. So it goes in so that then you're going to fold over the opening and it's going to go down like this. Okay, so make sure you put them in the right way. If you didn't, you can flip them around and get them going the other way. Make sure they're all seated well at the bottom. And again, you're going to take these out to put photos in. So you can rearrange at will when you get that far. Okay, now we've got our flip-flops done. We've got the top built. You know what I think I forgot to grab is my 6x12 flip-flops. So let me grab those real quick. You know, loving being on the camera, thankfully, I knew where they were really quickly and could grab them. Okay, here's our giant flip-flops. We only need one for this side and one for the other layout. So here is, all right, it's going to go in so that the adhesive again is going to fold over the opening and it's going to go down on this page like this. So this page actually goes fronts. Oh, we've got some red showing there. Hang on. We need to cut that off. We don't want any red showing from the back. Okay, so now we're going to put it in. A little finagling and we'll get it in there. Okay, ready? So it's going to go like this to this, here to here. Okay, now, but we don't want to put it down on our paper. We want this to actually be in the page protector itself as well. So we're going to take our page protector so that we can, I want you to see the whole assembled page and how you would do that. So make sure that you've got the binding which side it is, if that makes sense. This is the right page, so this is going to be on your left. Okay, it might be a little easier for you to see if I do it that way. Now we've got our page protector in. We're going to make sure it's straight. Okay, now once I pull this off, it is super sticky and they're staticky. They will cling to you. Just so you know, but super, super sticky. So I'm going to get it straight. And what I'm going to line up is not the top end, but actually this bottom end, the corner. I'm going to try and get it lined up with the very bottom. Okay. Flip it open and just make sure it's straight. And there we go. Okay, we've got this part done. That's a little crooked in there, but it's fine. Okay, now I won't do all of these, but I do want to show you how to do them. Once you get the idea, I'm sure you'll be fine. But you want to lay them out first, okay? So you get them in the color order that you want them and some approximate distance, so that you're not guessing when you get it up there. Okay, so just about, if you eyeball that, maybe it's about 1.5 inches approximately. Now, we have them where we want them. We're ready to go. All you're gonna do is start from the bottom and build up. Okay, so I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna have to flick it down because it doesn't want to go there. Make sure this is down. Okay, and again, I'm going to look at the left-hand side is what I'm really looking at, is over here. I want to make sure that that's as far left as it can go so that this closes. Good. Then the lagoon, right, or whatever color rainbow you have in mind works just fine. Good. Okay, and so on, so you can see how that works. I'm going to pull this out, and like magic, I'm going to show you the, right? This is what it looks like when it's finished. And of course, you've got that cute little heart down in the bottom. So now here is our finished page, right? In its protectors with all of its interactive pieces. You're going to love it. So now let's pull out our layout 2 and get that one built. Here we go. Here is the first page, the left page. You should have done that one already. It's just a matter of popping up some cute little houses. I'll give you a little trick though. I got a couple of these in the wrong spaces until I noticed that they all had different colored doors. So mind the doors if you want to get them in the order that the instructions have, okay? Put together your left page, and then we will bring this one over here. Here's our completed one. Here are our pieces, our flip flap, our 3x4s, which are, thankfully, I'm going to put those in right now. Again, they go forward so that the flip flap goes over the opening. Look at that. We have our stamping done already. Awesome. Okay. Here's our cascade of flip flaps. We'll set those over here. And then we've got some yellow 4x6s, some whites that go on top, the flip flaps that go on them. We've got some stickers that actually, I think most of these stickers go on the left page. And then we've got our, now here's the one piece. Sorry, I'm just going to sort this out on top here. Our couple of houses, our flowers, just so I can find it all again. Our cloud, look at that. Happy place, family time. Those all came in the die cuts. Now this page is the same idea, except that it is turned the other way. It is split from top to bottom vertically at 6 inches. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this on really quick. Our long bottom, I'm sorry, I could have had that done before I got on so you don't have to watch me put adhesive on everything. But now this is supposed to be a road, okay? So the grass actually goes on the bottom. Let me get this out of the way here. This is our base. We're going to use that in just a minute. But for right now, I just want to get this so I can get this bottom piece stuck on. Okay, and then I'm going to, we're going to cut it Line it up with the 6 from top to bottom this time. We've got our 2 pieces. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to glue the left side to the left side. Make sure I do this correctly. The left side clouds. Okay, now this is where you should be. And then we've got this page that's going to go left to right. Now we are going to, I thought we had a piece already measured out, but I don't see it. There it is. Okay, this is a 6-inch piece of black shimmer trim that I have measured, okay? And what I wanted to show you was how you split it. So you can either do what I did and fold that little tail back on both ends so that it sticks to your trimmer, or you can just peel it off and do it that way. It doesn't really matter. The idea is you just want to get it straight. So, oh, that looks like it folded. So you know what? I'm just going to peel the backing off. And then see if I can make it work this way. So all I want to do is line it up as straight as I can get it. And then I always tend to, when I want a really straight line, I don't pull because that sometimes can move whatever you're cutting toward you. I push. Okay, that's just my rule of thumb. And then we split it lengthwise so we have skinny shimmer trim. So I'm going to peel those off so I can stick them on. I just wanted a little accent at the bottom of our road. So it's going to go on right where that little line is. It's going to go just like that at the bottom of your road. So one goes on the left side and one goes on the right. And it should go on pretty easy. You shouldn't have any trouble with it. Okay, ready? We're good. Now, again, you've got these. Let's just line these up so we can see what goes where. We've got our balloon here. We've got our happy place, family time, and then we've got these houses, and this one goes on the grass up here. And then I've got this blue one, and he goes over here, which means I probably have some stickers. Now, so the sticker, this one I think goes second. Actually, I'm going to do them in order. The pink one goes first on the left. Okay, now I'm going to do 2 flat. And then I'm going to pop this one up, the red one. I'm just going to stick it on me, or you can use your non-stick. You can use your non-stick and get the sticky off it, which has powder in it. And then I'm going to pop it up with foam tape. Oh, the tape is stuck with tape. Okay, so let's get some foam tape on him so he's taller than the rest. Because again, we just want to build in some dimension in this. And then the one next to him, I'm going to use the thin foam tape, right? Just almost like he's sitting back farther from the road. Just adds dimension, which I really, really like. I think it adds so much to your pages sometimes. Okay, here's our last corner house. Then we've got our balloon, and he gets thick foam tape. Because he's a balloon, right? We want him to be up high, and he's going to go right over that middle cloud. And then we've got our 2 words, and they're going to be the thin foam tape. Oh, I've got to have an open roll here somewhere. Remember, you can tear this one. Okay, let's do our happy place. and our family time. Now, again, you put them where you want to put them. It is not up to me to tell you where to put all of those stickers. You can just change it up. Do your own thing. It is perfectly okay to do that. Now, I've got this blue house who goes over here. And then you can see I've got one little yellow cloud. And he is on, I believe he's on the sticker sheet. I've got, is he the only one? Yeah, I think it's just those three. Yep, I don't see any more. So he's gonna go underneath. However, honestly, however you want him to be. I'm gonna put him kind of sort of next to the clouds, and he's gonna go underneath everything anyway, so it's really okay. Okay, now we've got this built. We've got our front. We know our cascade goes right here. All of our flip-flap cascade goes right on top. So let's work on the inside of those pages. Okay, so this one goes here. You're gonna take your star confetti paper. You're gonna cut it in half. So now it's 2 6x12s. So like the other one we built on the back of, so this is gonna open like this. So I'm gonna pretend that I already built them, but I like to have the pieces laying the way they're going to be when I do them, if that makes sense. So we've got a whole bunch of whites that now go on these greens, right? So we'll lay them out, kind of get them sort of where we want them. And you should have, I believe, 2 left. 2, and then you've got your rainbow makes 3, okay? And those go on the other ones. So right now, we just need to glue these, right? Glue them down. Again, I like to kind of lay them. Sorry, I do think there's a right and wrong side in paper. Especially if you cut it, sometimes you get burrs on one side, you know, than the other. So I'm going to, I don't want this to move. Let me get it straight. And I'm going to line it up with that bottom edge a little bit because I think I'll be able to see it a little bit better. In fact, why don't I do this? It's moving on me a little bit. So I'm going to take this out and just get it out of the way for a minute while I get these glued down so I can keep it from moving. Okay. And we're going to line this one up so that they are somewhat close, right? There. Now I'm going to do the top again because I think it's more visually, like your eye will catch it more if the top and the bottom aren't lined up. But that's just me. Who knows? Maybe you like it a different way. Maybe you have a better way of doing this than I do. Okay, now we'll line up that middle one. See if I can get this somewhat centered. Okay. And our last one. Okay, now one of these is the left side and our right side, right? So it keeps moving. Now we've got our flip-flap pieces. So we're going to glue those onto our yellow cardstocks. And these are easy. I love this cardstock. Okay, it's going to go here. And these are... Ooh, looks like I cut that wrong. Is this one cut? No, that's cut wrong. Aw, dang it. Wonder if I have some more of that paper. Well, here, in the meantime, I will cut another piece of this paper. But for now, these are going to go in our flip-flap just like we did before. Now, on the end over here, the flip-flaps all go out. You, again, they can flip up, they can flip left. They literally can go how you want them to go. So yours might be a little different depending upon which flip-flops you have. Does that make sense? So if you had, if what you have left are the horizontal ones, then just do it that way. It's not that particular that it be exactly like mine. That's silly. Okay, now we want to put, oh, I put those on too quickly. Hang on. We've got to put our words on. So we're going to do our memories to keep. And then with our memories to keep, this one goes on the left-hand middle. It also uses our little flower. So I'm going to go ahead and put foam tape. Oh boy, can't see those, can you? Put foam tape on both of those. And then we will be all set. And I'm so apologize. I don't know how I cut that paper wrong, but it happens. Okay, our memories to keep is good. Now I can put him back inside the flip flap, but isn't that sweet? Okay, he can go back in here. Now, let me see real quick if I've got another piece of paper that I can snag for, what did I do with my leftover cardstock? Because I know I have a bag of it. Let's see, what do I have here that I could use? I know I have that paper. Here's a piece. Here is, well, it happens sometimes, doesn't it? With the best of intentions. So I needed to cut a 4x6. So that is what I will cut. So I have the correct size. Okay. Now we can put our second photo on there. And then my only sunshine. Now this one goes on the bottom right corner here. So we're going to line this up with the right edge. And then our flower, just like this one, we're going to put the greens kind of facing out. Now you can see how our pages are going to run, right? Yay! I love, love, love. Let's put this one in his flip flap so that we can, oh, get him going straight there. We can get him ready. Okay, now I have one. Where did I think I used a different cloud this time than I did the first time. I kind of had him sitting out, but I think I used the sticker instead. So you're going to have a couple little extra pieces. Feel free to stick those right wherever you want to stick them. Okay, I think we are ready to assemble. So let's go back to our base and grab our page protector and stick him in. Make sure he's all the way down. Okay, and then we've got, right, this one goes on the front and it opens up. So all we're going to do is put that in our 6x12 flip flap and make sure you get it going so that it flips the right way. Wait, I think I have to, oh my goodness gracious. My head's not screwed on today. We need to glue this whole panel on. There we go. Probably wondering, right? There we go. That's going to be the second side. You can build them apart, just don't be like me and forget to put it back on at the end. So now we've got our flip flap. Okay, remember, it gets really, really sticky. Blah, sticking to me. Now, again, we're not looking to line up the top so much as, wow, I should have pulled that off beforehand, but the bottom corners. We want the bottom to match. That's the easiest way for your eye to kind of line those up. Now, before I adhere it all the way, I open it up and make sure that it's straight. It's not veered off to one way, and it actually looks pretty good. I don't see any major issues with it, so I'm gonna go ahead and crease it down. Okay, looks like I could have moved it just a little bit to the right, but I think it would have been a little too long. Maybe I will. You're gonna get to see how to take it apart, put it back together. Okay, let's try it again, and maybe I'm just too far away from it with the camera. Okay, that looks to me to be a little bit better. Nope, it's exactly the same place where the other one is, and yet it looks like, maybe this flip-flop's just a little bit bigger. All right, hang on. Third time's a charm. There. All right, we're leaving it. We're leaving it. I think we look good. Okay, let's build our, again, you're gonna line up the colors the way you want them. So we want the, and I started with this bottom edge and glued up. So the teal and the green and the canary and the pixie and the red. And then I'm gonna pull them off, set them aside, and then I'm gonna start with this first one. Okay. Fold it down, and you can, again, it's really up to you. Okay, then we're going to do our teal. Same thing. You're going to line them up with each other and build it all the way up. Okay, now on the inside, we've got our memories goes here. Our rainbow goes at the top, and our sunshine gets stuck on at the bottom. Again, if you have up or out or however you want them to flip, you can. But here is our finished page, right? Here's our yellow layout with its cascade, and then our flip outs here. And then we've also, right, we've got our finished rainbow layout that flips top to bottom with our left to right cascade. So I hope you had a great time. I hope you learned a little bit. And if you have questions, by all means, please post in the comments. I'd be happy to help you. Bye.